I think the 24th.
I'm getting the finger.
2-4.
No, it wasn't that. I didn't blank out on that. Tommy was telling me, hold up 1 minute. I was still muted. All right. It always happens.
Well, we're live.
What's up, guys? Today is Wednesday, July 24th, coming at you live from Dallas. I'm sitting here with my good friend, Ryan Romo from RFP Homes. We're going to get into a bunch of conversations. As always, if you have questions, comments, drop them in the comments, right? If anything relating to real estate, market, trends, if you're new to wholesaling, if you want to us to deep dive into a specific topic, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Interact with us. It's honestly open floor platform the entire time. Ryan, thank you so much for coming out, man.
Dude, thanks for having me. This is really cool. This is my first, so you're officially popping my cherry today.
I will be gentle.
Please.
I'll make sure I hot two on it.
Oh, God. Just a little foreplay till we get real deep, just to get our bearings. But I'm happy to be here. This is awesome. We love your group. You know, when we started the company 18 months ago, you know, we were coming here a lot to really start networking. This was the first thing I found. Like, okay, this group looks like they know what they're doing. You know, we were trying to do a direct-to-seller marketing attempt at that point and another, and you guys were always so accommodating and value. You know.
Appreciate that. So I know our first conversation was to do with systems and Salesforce, to be exact.
Left main.
Left main. Are you still using them?
We are, but we're finding a new developer. They've kind of hit their
Do you know
max capacity.
where you're going with, or have eyes on anybody lately?
We actually have. It's funny how sometimes the answers are like right across from you, sitting right in front of you the whole time. So you've been to our office in Las Colinas. There's a group. I'm blanking on their name, but they're studs. They're
Awesome.
You know, they're going to help us get our Salesforce to the next level.
Nice.
I believe, but we're still talking to a few. You know,
Yeah.
I want to see some options first.
I almost left Salesforce this year. Actually, it was the beginning of the year. Our 2-year contract was up, and I had to renew. And I literally spent quite a while hesitant whether or not I wanted to renew with them, because it is such a hefty price. It is such a platform, don't get me wrong. But if you don't have it set up, and if you want to try to change anything, it's such a pain in the ass. It is great, don't get me wrong, but fuck.
Where's the bottleneck? Is it left main's
No, I
time
think it's Salesforce itself, right? Because it's so customizable. It's so amazing. It can do anything. It can run an IT company sales platform. It can run real estate. It can run hard money lending, right? It can do any platform for sales. Left Main is just the real site build out for that, right? They're trying to do their own. That's the one that we went with. And they are good, don't get me wrong, but there's always more, right? You go in, you get there, customized, and then you're like, no, I kind of would rather do this, that, or the other. And then even still trying to get in there and change systems, it is so labor intensive. You better have somebody. Thankfully, me and Tommy are good with it, but you better have somebody on call to be able to manage it almost. Like, hey, I need to make changes to XYZ. I want new tags. I want new character, anything, right? Objects.
It's never going to be perfect. You told me that.
No, it really isn't. And that's the thing that I fucking hate, is because you have the opportunity to change it so much.
What was tough too is they're like your guys' more model, like the direct to seller directly to the homeowner. And, you know, doing PPC, whatever that may be, that's not our model at all, right? We're more of a disposition company, so we're kind of skipping that step. We do have organic lead funnels that you've talked to Max before that he's created, but, you know, our acquisition, that first point of contacts with groups like yourselves that are doing the, you know, direct to seller marketing, and we're like, hey, we're the one-stop shop. Let us be the easy button. So their left name was great. It got us up and operational, but it didn't really fit our model, so we had to scrape everything. Luckily, you know, Nick Poulos, my original founding partner and our broker, he's very tech savvy. He used to work at Sunday, and they use Salesforce, so luckily he's taken the charge on getting it to where it needs to be. A lot of work that needs to be done, though, with it.
Again, as long as you have that one role to somebody that can actually get in there and play with it, you need that one person, right? So, excuse me. Where do you want to get started? You want to talk about your beginning, where you are now, what you got going on?
I'm down to start anywhere. Do we talk about me or the company first?
Well, I want to talk about you, right? Because there is no company without you, right? You have to have a vision for what you want to go through, where you've been, and that's where we're going to take it. But at the same point, how did you get started, right? Like you were virtual wholesaling, you said. What
That's
got
correct.
you into real estate?
Why don't we start with real quick? So I was born in Dallas, moved to Los Angeles, specifically Manhattan Beach during the dot-com boom. I was there for 12 years. We moved back to Dallas, the Highland Park area, when I was in 6th grade. So I luckily got to, be surrounded by some of the best in the real estate industry and go through high school there. I played competitive baseball through college, and that led me to Baylor University. Finished up my time there. I was sitting on my hands and feet my last year, and I joined the country club, met some of the best real estate entrepreneurs and just people in the community, and I wound up getting to work for the top developer in Waco, Shane Turner.
That's awesome.
I basically just knocked on his door, and I found the people that were connected with him, and I was just trying to get in front of him, and finally he's like, who the hell is this kid? He's relentless, and finally we met for coffee, and he offered me a job like 2 days before graduation. So not many people were willing to stay in Waco. Also, people graduated, they were going to Houston, Dallas,
Because this
Austin.
wasn't Waco. That's not Waco now, right? Like
He developed Waco.
I was
So
about to say, Waco today is totally different than Waco 5-10 years ago, or whatever that was.
I caught the early wave.
Yeah.
So that Shane and his brother and their group essentially owned everything around the Magnolia silos. So everyone knows Chip and Joanne,
Yep.
like on a national level, but the real getting down and dirty and really doing the value add growth to that area of the community was the Turner brothers. So I was on the ground. I got to work directly under him for 3 years, which was incredible.
Were they doing commercial, or were they doing single family, like residential?
They did everything.
Okay.
They started with single family, but I mean, they were doing industrial. The last project that I worked on was a food hall, shopping centers, multifamily. So I got a little bit of taste of everything. And I always thought that'd be my route. I always thought I would stick to commercial real estate, and it's kind of put on a higher pedigree. Commercial finance.
It's definitely the ladder that people take. People go wholesaling, single family flipping, rentals, and then they're gonna cash all those out and then get into commercial, right? It's on that upper
trajectory, right?
Yeah.
And I just growing up in HP. Going back to that, like I was surrounded with, the top dogs at CBRE, JLL, business developer, real estate developers, see people top of capital markets. So that was kind of my world. So I always thought that was my path. In fact, my first internship was at CBRE as a tenant representation. It was a great experience. I knew I didn't want to wear a suit and tie every day. It was just a beating, but it was great. I mean, that was my first experience and taste of real estate, and I didn't really realize that, real estate's very broad, right? There's a million things that fall under different sectors, different facets, different things you can do within real estate. So, luckily, I found my way into single family, which is what we're doing now.
Love it. Like you said, nobody realizes how much is involved in just a single family house, right? That one house has so many different avenues for people to make money on, right? You can do anything with that one house. You can be a contractor for it. There's so many
Exactly.
mouths that one asset, and it is a small asset compared to commercial or anything else, but that one small asset feeds so many mouths at the end of the day.
Lender, title, I mean, hard money, you name it.
Yeah.
Brokerage.
So you got into that. You were doing virtual after that, then?
So I went, I was with Turner Behringer Group, Turner Brothers now, for just under 3 years. Honestly, that was a point in my life I wasn't doing great mentally, and I was kind of in a place where I was hitting the booze pretty hard. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I'd hit a wall, and my mom recognized that, and she picked me up and brought me back to Dallas, and this was right before COVID hit. Mother's intuition. She knew I wasn't doing well, and that was a real kick in the teeth because, I want to make people proud. I want to do well, and felt like I let him down. I let the city of Waco down because I was really tied in. I mean, to the community, and I really thought that was going to be my, place where I was going to grow and build
Put
and
roots and
exactly.
Yeah.
So that was really tough, and it's funny how things happen though. Everything happens for a reason. I met my now business partner, Nick Poulos. And then I met my girlfriend, who's going to be my fiance here shortly. Go Carly.
Does she know that?
She does. She's smart. She's smart. She's smart as a whip. She figured it out.
Fair enough.
It's okay though. It's 4.5 years on now. But basically, I met Nick, and then COVID hit, and I hunkered down with this beautiful lady, and 500 square foot studio and her dog, our Frenchie, sure Chunky. So
Put it really to the test.
to the test. And by that point, I was still between jobs. I, was talking to the normals, the CBREs, the JLLs. I was out there trying to find a job, anything, specifically in commercial. I quickly realized those opportunities dried up. Eventually, I was like, Carly kicked me in the ass, and she was basically like, "You need to get a job." I was just living on her couch essentially, and Nick, I've spoken about Nick. He was the #1 disposition agent in the whole company at New Western Acquisitions, which probably controls most of the market share up at to this point. And he was like, "Man, this is a wholesale game, single family. Like it was really broad. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but I knew he was making a lot of money. He was fairly passionate about it. He loved it, and he got me an interview with the Dallas office. And they, we had a good interview. They offered me a position, and I didn't really have any other options at the time, so I took it. That's how I landed into the beautiful world of single family investment wholesale.
One thing I want to try to get to is, what did it take to be successful when you finally had that door open, right?
Correct.
Right there. You're sleeping on your girlfriend's couch. It's time to nut up or shut up. It's time to go to work, right? You finally had that epiphany, if you will.
Absolutely.
What was your change? How did you start being successful in real estate?
Man, it all started with my personal development. I remember, like I said, we were hitting the booze pretty hard. We were in a funny honeymoon phase, but I was still out there kind of floating, just not making good decisions for myself. I was 30 pounds heavier than I am now. I remember we drank 7 or 8 bottles of wine one night, wine pong, in our studio, like 2 weeks into COVID.
That sounds horrible. I'm not like, that sounds like a hangover and a half. I don't even want to be a part of that. I'd rather play beer pong.
I still remember it, and I just remember waking up the next morning. And before all this, I had told myself, I want to stop drinking. I want to do this, but it doesn't matter what you say or think, it's what you do. And confidence is keeping the promises you make to yourself. And at that point, I wasn't a very confident person because I wasn't keeping those promises. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be successful, but I wasn't willing to give up the thing that was probably holding me back at the time. So, I roll over, I'm like, I can't do this throughout COVID. We have a once in a lifetime opportunity to get our shit together. She had her shit together. I'm talking about me specifically. And I didn't drink for 3 weeks or 3 months. We went and worked out every day. I started eating healthy, started reading self-help books, had my let, all the things. I just started, putting better, resources into my body, whether that's, like I said, self-development or eating healthy. And that's what really started the process. I just said, enough's enough, and I did it.
And you started with yourself. That's amazing.
Also,
people usually defer other places, right? Like, oh, I need a job. I'm going to go get a job, but they never fix themselves. That's going to make them successful at that job. You had that realization, which is amazing, and I commend you for it. When you got into the office, what were your goals, right? Like, what was your standards? How did you find out how to succeed in that?
That was the journey, right? You go from being a big fish in a small pond in Waco, and you're playing golf with the mayor, and you're working for the top developer, and with a bit of an ego, and like having that, you kind of live in a bubble too in that HP world where you think everything's just handed to you, and that's not. Those people are there for a reason because they went out there and they busted their ass day over day. I still hadn't figured it out that yet, so you get into a company like a New Western Acquisition where they don't really give a shit about you. It's you perform or you're fucking out. Sorry, excuse my language.
No, you're fine.
That's exactly how it is.
You eat what you kill.
You eat what you kill.
That's what I always tell everybody, and people don't realize that in real estate, you wanna be successful. You better go out there and kill a whale, right?
100%.
This way you can eat for a while. This new trend that I'm starting to see, and Tommy and I talk about all the time, are people trying to get into real estate by offering people percentages of deals that aren't there. They're trying to like, hey, if I brought you this, can we partner on it? First off, go lock that up and then come talk to me. Go do the work and then come talk to me. So I like that you
do the work.
That. Yeah,
that's what I didn't do. I wanted to be here. Mm-hmm. I was here. I didn't want to do the ground level stuff, the dirty work, getting in the mud, making the 100 calls a day, looking like a fool.
That is literally what I wanted to hear, is the 100 calls a day. I was trying to get to what metrics actually you needed to find to be successful, right?
It was a bunch of things. I started out virtually because COVID did hit. I was the first hire in that office during COVID. So it was a little bit of a different onboarding. It was virtual, like the world's falling apart. So I had a little bit more of a buffer to really like work on myself, but also figure out what this game was. I mean, I think the first 6 months was really geared toward still getting the mindset and stuff right. And eventually, like my sales manager at the time, I think I only had like 4 or 5 sales, something not great, no excuses on, you know, normally they want you performing by 3 months. And basically, that was a nut check. We're like, oh shit, okay, my lighting the fire between the feet, or to the feet, and it was time to perform. And then I just turned it on. I mean, I was the best marketer. I was the best. It was the most action. I just put the most action toward it. It really wasn't anything special, you know. Input equals output.
It just comes down to doing the work. How fucking people try to avoid that all the time.
I'll give you the daily, like when I was selling properties to investors. So you're basically just building your buyers list at that point. So we had properties to sell. I'd wake up at 5. I would market all those properties on all channels: Facebook, Craigslist, whatever. Go Section 8. I'd scalp and, you know, buyer data. I get everything ready. I do that for an hour. I get my workout in, and then from like 9 to 12 or not, whatever that may be, I just attack the phones, just crush it. I had a pitch counter. I would just see how many I could do in a day.
What was your record? Do you have one in your head, or?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was a lot.
I'm trying to get and these are conversations that I constantly have with people. I have Mason inside. He's on the other side of this wall. If I punched a hole through the wall, I can smack him. So I hope he hears this, is what I'm trying to get at.
Attainable. I would say 50.
50?
Bare minimum 50. Get it in. If you want to be even better, if you want to be the best. I mean, try to get to 100. But do that day over day over day for a year, and then talk to me. Anyone can do it for a week or maybe even a month, but are you willing to do it for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years? Because
you got to be doing it for at least 3 months before you even, sorry, not 3 months, 3 weeks consistently before you even have like a small pool of warm leads, is what I would call them.
For sure.
Like something that you can actually work with and go back and follow up. And people don't realize they'll do the first couple days, get kicked in the nuts and say, I'm done with this. Cold calling isn't for me. And then they'll try to outsource marketing or something like that. But they're not understanding how to close deals. They're not learning the negotiation. They're not understanding what an actual whole transaction looks like. So they're just wasting money.
Well, they're scared to fail. It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna suck at the phone calls. You're gonna suck at the marketing. You're gonna suck at everything. But that's the beautiful part of the journey. You get better. You know, that's how you learn. That's the data you learn from doing those actions, right?
I say to Mason, I was like, Tony taught you how to negotiate and how to buy amazingly. I was like, but he never taught you how to be a salesman, right? So Mason I love that kid to death. We do all inbound leads. He's spoiled. He doesn't have to do a lot of outbound. So I'm over there trying to, hey, every time you make a call, make a tally in your notebook, right? And see how many tallies you can get. Same thing as the counter, right?
For sure.
Try to make numbers.
Make it a game.
And oh, I don't know. All right, well, you know, he just sits there, he waits, and I'm ready to backhand him. People don't, and I'm picking on Mason just because
Pick away.
I can be. He's spoiled in that regard. People in today's market, in order to be successful, listen, this is what we had to do to be successful in COVID. And that was the golden era of real estate, right?
It was
we were
stupid.
riding
It was stupid. Anyone could enter and make money at that time.
Anybody can enter and fucking kill it. Now, it's totally harder. You're in a completely 180 market. Every market is subject to its individual micro nuances, right? The same market is not picture to picture, even in zip codes, right? So in today's market, people are trying to get an easy button, and it's not. It goes back to, this is how we were successful then. This is how people were successful in the 90s and the 80s. This is how people were always successful, just doing the work. Getting on the phone, making your 100 calls, making your numbers, hitting your KPIs, and just fucking trying. People don't seem to realize that.
It's very simple. I mean, everything's simple in life, but it's not. I mean, it's actually going out there and just executing, and like it's just consistency and discipline. It's all the fluff words, but it's not fluff because it's fucking true. That's all it takes. And I mean, the people that, like you say, they give up after 3 months because they're not seeing results. It's the people that persevere and get to 6 months to a year, and then it clicks. I mean, that's a beautiful thing I think about now that we're 18 months in and we've had enough people come through and we've done their onboarding, we've done the training, and seeing that from like, okay, having no real estate experience, and now it's like it's clicking and they're starting to win. That's the most beautiful thing as I don't want to say manager, but a teacher now, I guess, which is really cool. That's what I really love about this job in this company now.
I get so lit up when somebody in our group or Discord or in the mastermind somewhere that I don't have anything to do with. I'm not making $1 off it, but they lock up a home run. I don't know why, but I get so excited, right? Seeing them.
Their success is so much better than our own, because that means you're doing a good job.
Well, it's also in perspective. There was somebody, we put out a post yesterday. It was a $71,000 acquisition. It was a real quick short that I made, and it was on a inbound lead. Tony closed it, wholesaled it. I think it was like $71K in assignment fees. And the first comment was, that's somebody's entire year's salary, right? That one assignment fee, that took 5 minutes of a phone call, maybe a couple hours of follow-up, whatever it was, but we got it locked up in a day. That's one person's entire salary.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of opportunity out there, and people don't know how to actually find it. It's not that hard to find, right? Like the resources nowadays are everywhere. Bhaskar, I was watching Bhaskar's interview yesterday, and he said, anybody in this country who is not wealthy, I don't want to fuck this up, but he pretty much said, and I'm going to paraphrase Bhaskar, and he can kill me later, but anybody that in this country that is struggling, that is not wealthy, has nobody else to blame except themselves. He said this because he came from India, and he's like, motherfucker, I come from India, and he's like, there's no excuses, right? Like, just do the work,
We
and
live in
you
the
will
golden-
be successful. It's not hard.
We live in the golden era of entrepreneurship. I mean, this is all you need to get a business up and running.
What's Nathan saying?
What's Nathan saying?
Great time to be in real estate.
Absolutely.
Oh, Nathan Bowers.
Nathan Bowers, my boy over there. Absolutely. The best time to be in real estate was yesterday. And I know that's very fucking cliche, but it's true, right? Like,
When's the best time to plant a tree?
today?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same shit, right? Like, just go out there. And or what happens if the rates drop more? What happens if the rates climb? What happens if the market takes a dip? That comes down to that individual deal, right? You're going to structure that deal accordingly. You're going to make sure that you're not going to overpay for a flip if you're worried about 6 months from now, right? Every deal is deal specific. But that doesn't mean that you're not in real estate. When's the best time to start investing, right? All this bullshit. You go and look at
Just get
Dave
started.
Ramsey talking about when should you start investing in a 401k. He's going to tell you when you were 7 or some bullshit, right? Like the best time is always today.
Let me give a quick shout out to Nathan. I really appreciate the 2 recent Facebook posts. That means that our team's doing a good job, and hopefully we're providing a lot of value for you and your business. So it means a lot. Anyone can sit here and market themselves as doing good business, and it really hits home when like you actually see someone at like a Nathan's stature just organically posting about you.
When I go to
our
real
office
estate-
was it was like, hell, let's go.
Speaking of which, to everybody out there in YouTube and watching, Nathan Bowers, Casey Huff, DFW, reach them out if you guys need any questions, have any deals that you need closed. They're amazing. They honestly are. So, my favorite is when I go to networking events because I don't watch our deals, right? The deals that are on the board, acquisitions, dispositions, Tony, TJ, Sarah, they have those covered. I have confidence in my team to cover them. So I don't know our addresses. I know deals and this, that, or the other, but I don't micromanage those. I have
100%.
a lot of other things going on. I'll go to networking events, I'll go out, and people are like, oh, you're XYZ. Oh, I just talked to Donovan last week. You guys are putting out some great deals. Donovan's my dispo kid, right? And I'm like, are we? That's good to hear, right? I get excited knowing that we're actually marketing good deals that other people are able to find and buy and close and flip on and shit, right? Actually putting out good quality products.
Well, funny you say that. We hit a huge milestone. I think it still hasn't like sunken in yet. Where Nick and I were, when you're starting a company, you're obviously building the company, but you're Achilles leading the charge. You have to be the best. We have to be providing the revenue, building the team, building the systems. We just hit a point where we were able to completely step back and replace our revenue, and where we're not doing any of the deals at this point, and our team is supporting that now, and now we can really just invest all our time and energy and resources into our people and the business itself. So that just happened, I think, last month.
That's awesome,
which
man.
it's crazy because I mean that's obviously any entrepreneur's goal or
To hit that
dream.
in 18 months is a huge stride, a huge build up. That's a huge success, right? Like, there you go, Tommy.
Thank you.
Great job over there.
But it's cool now. Now we can just focus on the team and building the team with the best people and doing all the things that will drive the football forward, so to speak.
Is I saw your post the other day talking about your multi development deal.
Yes.
Is that part of RFP or is that
Separate from RFP, our partners are X Equity. When we started this originally, X Equity, two guys, Bulgarian. I met Kyle. Shout out Kyle during COVID. He lived in the same apartment complex as my now girlfriend, to be fiance, Carly. And that's the other thing. You're only one relationship away from changing your life. And I love going back and connecting those dots and seeing like if this want to happen or that. Everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
True believer. And I just, I will go out and talk to anyone. No one scares me. He's sitting there and he's Bulgarian. He's like tall, handsomer than me, Bulgarian guy. So he's wearing his like Gucci flip flops or I don't know. He just had some swag. I was like, "What's up, man?" And started that relationship. And come to find out, he was a big-time real estate developer, private equity guy. Actually worked on my mom's financial team at Southwest. So just a lot of connections, and then, kept that relationship going. And eventually, they didn't really have much single-family exposure. So when Nick and I decided, dude, it's our time, let's go start this thing. We went to Kyle and Phil, who are X Equity, and pitched the vision, pitched the, the dream.
for that?
For RFP.
Oh, okay.
This was done and raised in 23, so they're about 25% away. But it has nothing to do with RFP.
Yeah.
We helped them raise some capital, and we have some monies in there, but it's completely separate division. But that's cool. It's a 70-unit multifamily build by Bluffview. I think 13.1 million was the total project size. Simple LP structure, but the apartment across the street that were just flipped, literally flipped. It looks like cosmetic paint lipstick.
Did it move?
Well, they're getting about $400 more per unit than the pro forma on the Bluffview deal. So it's going to be a slam dunk. But that's X Equity.
So you have you conservatively, you guys are looking good. So no matter what, like, you guys are gonna slam dunk, like you said.
I hope. We really don't have that much investment in X Equity. They're our investors and our partners, and they're really there for more board seat legal guidance. They're a bit older. They got a little more skins on the wall. They were really helpful in those first 13 months, which were absolutely a beating.
Yeah.
It was not an easy. That was the hardest year of my life, getting from when we started February 1st to now, I got the flow down now. I feel confident. I feel good. But man, that first year was not easy, as you guys, I'm sure when you started this up.
Because you're learning on the way too, right? Everything that let's try this. Well, that shit didn't work. Let's not make that mistake again. Let's make fine tweaks, X, Y, Z, and trying to keep your head above the water the entire time.
Well, that's what has changed my viewpoint on getting into something. You're not going to have all the answers when you first start. You only know 2 steps of the way, and when you get there, you'll figure it out. I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to start this because I don't have all the answers to whatever I'm looking to get into. Like we said, just get started. You'll figure it out if you really. I think I'm good enough to figure anything out. Anything I put my mind to, I've been successful at. So that was the barrier. Eventually, I was like, I couldn't do the other thing anymore. It was more of like, all right, it's now or never. If I don't do this company thing, I'm never going to have this opportunity again. And we had investors, we had Nick, so we were ready to rock and roll. But I didn't know what I was getting into. As Elon Musk says, it's like, chewing glass and staring into the abyss. It was fucking hard. Multiple panic attacks on the couch, but you're trying to be strong for your team and your partners, and it's hard. It's hard to do that when you're basically scared. There's a lot relying on you.
I forget where it's from, but it's the duck underwater, right? Up on top of the water, they're all nice, calm, and steady, but underneath, they're just fucking going frantic.
For sure.
That's literally what it is.
I think the other lesson too is knowing. I don't think anyone has everything figured out, and I learned that from my parents. Like, we don't know shit. We're just figuring it out as we go. I'm like, makes me feel a lot better.
I don't even know, but I had that realization when I started having kids. I was like, bro, how am I doing this right? How am I doing this wrong? What's the right way? What's the wrong way? And then I realized real quickly, I had a conversation with my mom, like, no, this is the same. Everybody goes through this. Everybody doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
For sure.
Just take a breath, take one step at a time. Don't make the same mistakes twice, and just breathe. Fuck, man, we always forget to breathe. That's a lot of times our issues.
I've done a lot of breath work recently because I'm high strung, high anxiety, and what I learned was my anxiety was just projecting a future thing that hasn't happened yet and putting myself there. And I'm like, why am I freaking out about something that hasn't even happened yet? And then worrying about what people are going to think. I'm like, it'll all be fine.
What was when? So speaking of anxiety, when did you realize that you had it? Like
Always high
Always.
school.
So
I played competitive baseball. I was really good, and I went through spurts where I'd get nervous to go up the plate, even though my athletic ability was here, but my mind was here, and that's what killed me in the long term. I wasn't mentally ready or fit to get to that next level, even though I had all the athletic ability in the world. So my mind's what killed my athletic career.
I, honest to God, I never knew what anxiety was. I would, all through high school, I went through plenty of different issues, right? And I had it, I'm sure, but I didn't know what it was. My best friend at the time, Mikey, shout out Mikey O'Reilly, love you, buddy. Me and him, he had it. He knew he had it. And I would help him with his. I would always, he had panic attacks or whatever, and I was always his like a dog, right? To always touch him, let him know that, hey, you're about to have one. Let's calm down, let's be good. And then, like 8 years ago, I read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Good book.
And I don't know why, but I was like, just listening to him, I'm like, oh shit, that's what's wrong with me? Like, and then I started going back and realizing, like, no, I've always had a lot of anxiety issues, and that's been a big block for me. Like, I never realized it until I always thought it was just being scared and nerves, and I would just push through and just go. I played football, wrestling, lacrosse, all of them, and just keep on going, right? You're not going to let that stop you. It wasn't until I read that book that I realized, like, no, this is okay. These thoughts, everybody runs through. Everybody has negative doubts, and I thought that was just unique to me. That's how fucked up I was. That I thought, oh man, nobody talks like this to themselves and constantly punching them and beating themselves down.
You're the stories you tell yourself. Mm-hmm. And that was a big light bulb. That's an Ed Mylett quote. And I was like, why am I beating myself up? Like, I need to be my biggest cheerleader. Because I have to do it. No one else is going to do that for me. Yeah, my mom and my dad and my girlfriend, But at the real world, no one gives a shit. Mm-hmm. Everyone's in their own world doing their own thing. So I have to be my biggest fan. And then that's true. That's for anyone, right?
Yeah. And fuck, man. And people want to say, all right, how am I going to start going to the gym? It all starts with that, right? Once you realize that you're accountable for yourself, you need to be the one. All the energy that goes in is the energy that comes out. So if you're putting bad energy, bad vibes into yourself, beating yourself up, that's just going to resonate outward to other people. Right?
I'm a big energy guy, so yes, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. We're kind of, I know we're segueing, we're getting into feelings and all that. I love it.
I like mindset. I think it's
is.
a huge part of success, and it's a big part of, I know that's what's made me, and I haven't figured out shit, but I think I'm a perfect example of someone that, and we can get into, and maybe come have me back next time. We'll get into the real mud of that bad period in my life. But I know what I've been through, and like coming out of that on the other side, like where I'm at now as a business owner and a leader, I think in the community and entrepreneur, and I'm a perfect example. If you're in this spot, I'm sure there's some people listening now. Like, what's the next step of action? Like, there is a better side. You just got to get going. I mean, the bright side is there. It just takes the work.
The quote that I keep on resonating is, the grass is always greener because that's the lawn that's getting, maintenance, right? If you start caring about your own lawn, you're going to have fucking green lawn too.
Right.
And that's always the trap. When I was in the 9-to-5 world, when I was being an engineer back in the day, I was constantly not constantly, but I jumped from job to job, or other people did too, right? You would constantly see working offshore, people would be standing literally on the arm rails looking at other ships and saying, that company's better. Oh, that company serves better food, like, and just dreaming about it, like being in another person's life instead of, hey, I got a pretty good gig right now, X, Y, Z, and just being happy. Everybody wants something more, but they don't know how to get it.
They want to be the main player. What is it, NPC? Is that the...
non-player character.
That's what I want. I think I've always wanted to say, this is my first podcast, but if there's like a lot of people watching at home or whatever, like don't be an NPC. Like take control of your life. You are a main character, and just get fucking going. Like you got one chance at this. We're all gonna die, as Hermosi says, and that was the other thing. We're very mortal, and I'm very aware of my mortalness and that I will die, and I'll be damned if I don't give it all, my 110%. You know, whatever it is in life now, I'm gonna make this a full life while we're here.
How do you stay motivated? Like, how do you maintain that? Depending, even if you have some losses, like how do you battle that? I
like the losses because it teaches me lessons that move me forward. I learn from those. I don't really consider things a loss. I just consider them a learning lesson. But I mean, my main drivers are, you know, like I talked about, my to-be fiance Carly. I'm not gonna let her down. Not let my parents down. You know, like I said, I've had a dark period in my past where I wasn't in a good headspace. I remember that to my day, and I'm never going to get back to that place. You know, there's a lot of people relying on me now. I mean, we have 15 agents with 2 more at the start and the 5th. I mean, probably hear more. We have a really great talent acquisition pipeline coming in now. So it's not about me anymore. It's about the people around me, and that's my main driver, I think, to this point. And I don't want to say proving everyone wrong, because I don't think anyone doubted me, but I doubted me at one point in my life, and I will prove myself wrong, if that makes sense.
Some of the best compliments I get in my life are from people that know me in my past life, and they all love me and praise me and talk about how proud they are of me. But they're also, like, they're saying it in a way that, like, man, we thought you'd be dead by now, right? Like, because I was such a piece of shit in my past life. And I'm like, it's just, I wish I can erase those years. But at the same time, that's what makes you who
Exactly.
you are, right? So you got to go through your trials.
It's part of your DNA, you know? There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, everyone goes through that journey. And in fact, we're both sitting here like this. We went through that period. It's the best thing for us. It all happens for a reason.
Yep.
Look at us now.
Yeah, it's just fucking, some scars hurt, man.
They do. We'll throw some salt in it and we'll move on. Some salt and lemon and we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Any questions
No,
flowing in?
I don't think I have any yet. Max says you're handsome as shit, as always. What as always, let me just segue. If anybody out there has any questions for Ryan or me, anybody who want to get into different topics, let us know. Drop them in the comments.
Mike had one. Can you see this?
What do you guys think about the new push to stop corporations from owning single-family units? Mike, thank you so much for dropping that question.
It'll never happen.
I don't think. All right, so the big push is also, it's really gray. I don't think, because what constitutes a what is it, a professional? I forget what the laws that they're talking about, right?
Institutional?
Institutional buyers, that's what it was. What constitutes an institutional buyer? Does a mom and pop who has an LLC, are they an institutional buyer?
No, you're thinking about BlackRock, Amherst, the big REITs.
So I don't. That's what I'm trying to get with Mike's question, right? I don't think it shouldn't affect investors, right? Hopefully, and then
I think of it a white noise. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not going to happen, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I have a 50-50 chance of being wrong, but I don't see that happening.
what is D over there saying? With the market looking like it's potentially going to crash, is this going to make it way harder on people who are just getting started in the business? Or what advice would you have given in that scenario? First off, well, let me ask you, do you think a crash is possible? Let me say that.
I thought we were already there.
Well, that's the answer, right? Like, how much worse can it get? And if it does get worse, like, is it that bad?
I don't even think we're pre-COVID levels
No.
yet, right?
People are screaming that it's the end of the world, type of that, all of that. But that is, you just said white noise. People aren't actually looking at the numbers.
There are good deals in bad markets, and there are good deals in good markets. And
Everything leading up to today, to the current crash, what we want to talk about, right? There has been such built up lack of inventory. So now we're starting to see that fill the market, and we have seen that fill the market. We are literally just now starting to hit inventory regs, or whatever we want
Well,
to call it.
actually, I say I don't have stats, but I think I have one stat for you. I read somewhere that in DFW, there's a 400,000 home shortage right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the first place people are going to go? They're going to go fix outdated, messed up homes and update them and sell them to the retail buyer.
So, and then to get on your second part of that question, is that going to make it more difficult? Yes and no, right? No, because you're going to have more opportunities for people that are going to need help, okay? You're going to just think about the average person. The average person is hurting more today than they were pre-COVID or just at COVID. So you're going to have more opportunity to get a hold of them, to kind of help them solve their problems and get a deal. Now, with that being said, what people have to realize is that ARVs aren't where they were. People are pricing deals significantly higher, and then they're getting dropped out. So when it comes down to actually analyzing deals, I think that's where people have to be more conservative on, right? Understand that you're in a different market. You're going to have potentially longer days on market. You're not going to sell at 100%. Maybe you're going to be closer to 95 or even 90. You're going to have to take some price drops. Potentially, right? I'm not saying guaranteed, but you're going to want to account for that when you're stress testing deals.
Right.
Where do you see? What do you?
I mean, like you said, I mean, we have a really stellar team at RFP, and we're really strict on the deals we put out. We're all about building buyer trust and rapport, and that our brand is, if someone sees an RFP deal, it was underwritten correctly before hitting the board. It was done the right way, that we have all our T's and I's dotted, that we contracted it properly. There's going to be, I mean, of course, issues will arise with any, when you're doing real estate transactions, but we want to be a trusted source for our buyers. And not only that, like having the best real estate professionals to guide them through that process and get them those homes. Masters in financing, masters in like talking through a rehab, giving them the contractors if they need better bids, whatever it may be. Like, that's our job, is to provide tons and tons and tons of value for our buyers, where maybe a project that wasn't feasible, maybe we found a solution to make it not just feasible, but a really good deal. And I think we're doing a good job of that right now, and I think the market's happy with our performance.
It also comes down to understanding who's going to buy each deal, right? Like
a million strategies.
You guys, for every dispo strategy, all right, these buyers, I'm going to go for this buyer for this type of deal, this buyer for that. So it's very deal specific. D, one thing I want to circle back on was your comment. We were chatting yesterday, and you were talking about $1 million home price ranges, right? In today's market, if you want to, I would recommend, this is why we always try to stay sub 400, sub 350, right? If the market were to crash, people still need properties at those lower dollar signs, right? So that's how, to just piggyback on what we were talking about earlier and following up on her, if it were to crash, that's one of the ways you stay successful, is you stay in a market that people are going to constantly be buying in no matter what. So you ever go super high or super low? Super high because then you don't really care about those people, and they're not going to be using rates, and they're going to be credit worthy and stuff like that. But the buyer pool is shrinking potentially if it does crash. So I'm rambling, sorry.
No, we still see a lot of decent activity in the market. It's not as hot as it was, like we said, 2 years ago. We have 30 pending deals set to close, which is, I think, a lot.
Yeah, that's a shit ton.
So, I mean, at this point, I think we built a top 1% dispositions wholesale company in DFW. I don't know everyone else's numbers, but I'm happy. I'm proud of that. We got 12 deals on the board right now to sell.
That's awesome.
So it's all a testament to our team. They're really getting after it.
So one last question, talking about Eddie's asking what RFP stands for.
This is funny. Okay. You're starting a company, you're sitting around table. We went to Ice House. I can't tell you how many names were thrown around. We couldn't agree on anything. Finally, I was just like, all right, guys, let's just do our acronyms for now. RFP is like request for proposal, which is a real estate term, or a bid, if you're whatever it may be. And I was like, let's just roll with this, and we'll figure out something better later. I mean, this was like 2 months of back and forth. So eventually, we just went with the 3 partners at the time, and the middle one is no longer with us. The story on that is life's too short for bad partners. But eventually, we just did the R and F and the P, and we're like, let's just. There's our flag. Let's roll. We'll figure it out later. So not much meaning behind it, except I guess the partner's name. But I like saying request for proposal. That's what I say now.
When you're getting into real estate, fuck, man, names matter, but they also don't. So
You become the brand.
My point is, unless you're trying to build a company, a massive organization like you are, like I am, your name doesn't really matter. The Joe Schmo LLC home buying company, what is on a contract doesn't matter, right? Like that's so many times people get hung up on creating that LLC, creating branding. I talk all the time about marketing. Like, don't start out with the branding side, which is completely opposite because I know we're building companies, so we are
Right.
heavy on branding, right? When people, I tell people when you're trying to get into real estate, don't work on your own branding right out of the gate. Work on solving problems, doing deals, making things actually produce money, and then later on you'll figure out your branding, right? Do I want to slap my name on the side of the window? Do I want to drive around in a shitty Cadillac and have everybody posting my photos everywhere, right? Like, you're gonna make your own branding that works for you, and you'll figure it out.
You are the brand. What you do and put out to the market, the greater market, is what they pick you. The people pick you as the brand. Like that's how they perceive you. So whatever you're doing, you become the brand. So I mean, I think our operating partners and our team, and I mean that's what the RFP brand is now. So that's what I think of it. It's not the name. It's not the R and the F and the P. It's the people that are here and doing the good business, and everything that we're putting out into the universe. So we just try to put good energy, good vibes, and we just want to do good business with good people. Real simple. Nothing special. Just good. You don't fuck people over. That was a huge opportunity to me when I saw the single family space. There weren't many groups doing things the right way, in my opinion. Kind of a shady business. And I thought, oh my gosh, you come in here and you overhaul this with good business practices and training and providing the best freaking buyer experience you possibly can. You can go in here and take market share from anyone. And again, that's not really of course we want to take market share, but at the end of the day, like we want to build the business organically the right way with the best people, and then that'll organically happen if we do everything right and we keep on this path. So everything's working. We need the right people to continue to flow in to the operations. So we put a lot of effort into talent acquisition. And it's cool though too. I mean, we're doing a lot of more content. I'm doing personally more content geared toward recruiting, and my phone's ringing off the hook, and it's pretty amazing. And just want to create a place where we can bring people in and provide the best training, the best onboarding, the best culture, and the most opportunities, because we're here now with this Dallas location. I think the Dallas-Fort Worth market can support another 3 to 4 offices. I mean, we're not stopping there. If we've got really lofty goals, and with that, it's a ton of opportunity for people to come in and grab leadership positions. People that come in, like I said, the mud and earn it, create a ton of value. I mean, they're going to be rewarded. We need help growing this thing.
When a new agent, right? I don't know, new employee, right?
It's a brokerage. Everyone's licensed agents.
So a new agent comes to you. What do they have to expect to be successful? What's your criteria? What's your bottom line, right? Like, hey, these are, when you come into me, walk me through that.
I don't care if they have 10 years of real estate experience or they have 0. I look for this. What's your mindset? What's your demeanor? How hungry are you? Are you willing to work? If they have this ready, locked and loaded, and they want to make something of themselves, I'll take that over some crazy resume. It's first and foremost the mindset, and then you never know, because people are going to be the best interviewers in the world, and they come in and they don't do shit. But you really find out in a 30, 60, 90-day onboarding process that we kind of, you're thrown in the wolves. So as long as you have this, you can make it, because it's essentially the wholesale. It's just a game, right? It's just a way. That's our product, right? We're just selling.
The 30, 60, 90, are those just reviews at 30 day?
Those are more KPIs. Like,
Okay.
hey, here's how many new investors you should have on your list. That like.
So what are those KPIs for your, like, what's your standards?
This is more a Nick thing. Nick's our broker and our sales leader, manager. He manages the team because he was the best. I believe the KPIs now. I know for sure. Like your first month, you should have 30 new disclosure or qualified investors, people that sign up to be on your quote unquote list. So you're doing those conversations with them. You're figuring out what are you looking for, what's your strategy, where are you buying, so on and so forth. Building rapport. They get signed on. You got to get 30 that first month. You're not looking to sell deals. You're looking to build your book, and then everyone should have 3 sales by the end of the three months.
Okay.
Is kind of what we're looking for, and that's after 90 days, you pretty much know if someone can make it or not. And there's
You'll kind of know by day 45, 50.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And again, Nick's got those all marked down. I mean, the second someone comes in, they're going through their first week of onboarding training, policy, procedure. Here's how we work. Here's how to become the best. We're sharpening tools. We're bringing in partners like hard money companies to come in and help, get our agents to, first up on that side of things. Kristen Blaze, our amazing title partner. She'll come in and she'll do training. So really just the resources are there.
Yeah.
We're going to give you guys a 1,000,000% on our end. And, all the tools, all the resources, all the whatever. We got you. We're rolling you up a hill. Now, it's up to you to go out there and perform. And the cool thing I think of with our team now is it's not just like the managing partners who have a lot of experience and tenure and are good at this job. Like we have a lot of kick-ass agents on our team. So I always tell the people sitting across from me, like, dude, go to anyone on this team and find out what they're doing right or how they're doing something, or why did they say it this way? What marketing's working? Like you have to be the curious one to go figure out that information. And everyone's got different styles. There's tried and true tested ways to do the business, right? But you have to be constantly figuring out you got to find the edge. And that's what I did well. I called everyone when I was at the bigger disposition company I was working prior. I picked up the phone, I bugged the shit out of the top agents all across the country. And also too, just making relationships. I want to know what's working. That's how my mind goes. And don't be scared to bug me. Call me at night. If you're not doing your job right. And that's when I get frustrated, right? Like I'll give you my all, but I need to see it in return. And we'll get you through the suck together. Because like I said, 6 months, you should have a pretty stout buyers list if you're doing all those things I just described day over day consistently, and you will be successful.
My biggest fucking gripe is when you hire somebody new and then a little bit while into it, they get comfortable and then they start slacking off, and then you start seeing the real them, right? Everything's an excuse. Oh, well, we got stuck in traffic. X, Y. Motherfucker, wake up earlier and leave earlier, right? Like, that's not an excuse. Yes. I fucking love everything you just said. Awesome, man. Sorry.
No, it's
Totally sidetracked. Did I see another question? Comment? That's powerful. That's powerful. I don't feel like people talk about that enough. How your mind can really get in your way of achieving success in something, even when you have all the cards stacked in the right order. You said it perfectly. I'm going to give you all the tools to be successful. It's up to you to go out there and get it. One other thing that you mentioned that I love about your company is everybody at the company loves each other, right? Like you're enriching an environment of, hey, go talk to XYZ. They'll put you under the wing. Go ask them what made them successful.
very collaborative.
Yeah.
No one's scared to like shield their nuggets, their knowledge. Because at the end of the day, I mean, there is a little inner competition. Like we're all trying to sell the same deal. We're competing with finding different wholesalers or agents or finding those properties. But it's, Nick says it great. I played baseball at Baylor. Nick played at TCU. So it's essentially, we run it as a sports organization. We're a baseball team. What do you do with your teammates? You go out there, you hustle together, you get better, you work out, you practice, and then you're hanging out after, you're playing Xbox at night, and you're doing it all over again, right? You're in the trenches with them, grinding and getting better. But come game time, how many starting spots are there? There are 9. How many starting pitching spots are there? 3. So, you gotta perform at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's only you at the bat.
It is.
Right? Like
And
so.
we want everyone to earn those starting jobs and be the best. So everyone wants to be the best in the company. It's cool. But at the same time, like, it is beautiful because, you know, we're all eating from the same pie. And if we have a weak link here, they're making the other agents look like shit if they're not doing their job correctly. And, you know, that doesn't fly with me, right? One bad egg or one bad energy or one bad buyer experience.
I call them liberals.
I'm not touching that one. That's funny.
No.
But no, it's you know, and just getting the right, I think we've done a really good job of getting the right people in place. And like I said, I'm a big frequency, energy, you know, voodoo-y kind of person. And I think we're attracting the right people, and it's really cool. And it really is collaborative. I really love our team.
I love it, man. I love hearing it. Guys, if anybody is out there in DFW and they're looking to get into real estate, they're looking for help, reach out to Ryan and his team. They're constantly opening the door for people to get in. If you're an agent, you want to go that route, talk to his team. Highly recommend it.
Absolutely. I mean, the other thing, Max Deer, who you had
Yep.
previously, I mean, I feel like we're touching every side of, I call it the supply chain, you know, house to end buyer. You know, Max teaches people who, you know, hey, how do I get started? Like, what is wholesaling? You know, that first touch point on, I'm looking up what is, you know, how do I become a real estate agent? Max does a great job teaching people in his community, his Discord, how to get from, you know, A to B or A to Z, whatever you want to call it, from, hey, here's, I don't know shit, to getting their first deal. And it's pretty cool. And I think we've closed on 15 now from people that he's brought into his community.
Yeah, the JV partnerships, right?
It's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's so cool. I mean, and I think someone just made a $6,000 or $7,000 assignment fee. Like, that's life-changing money. It's nothing to sneeze at. Where someone, you know, I know the person or the story that they didn't have $100 in their bank account, and that's game over. And that's cool. Those are the stories that get me hype.
And that's what I love about real estate. It just comes down to doing the work, helping people, solving problems, because that $6,000 that changed that wholesaler's life, somewhere along there was a seller that needed to sell that house, was maybe going through pre-foreclosure, anything, probate, I don't know the deal, but that seller got taken care of too.
For sure.
There was an end buyer there that got a property. Maybe it was a flip, maybe it was an owner-occupied, where they're going to go and put in some sweat equity and actually have a great property, right?
A lot of people benefiting.
So, what are your goals? Where do you want to take this? Do you want to stay in Dallas? You're going to start a market in Waco? Or do you...
Those goals are ever changing. I think the goalposts will never stop moving.
Is there a reason why you guys? Oh well, I mean, you guys are all agents. So, is it possible to get like out of Dallas, start going to
absolutely
San Antonio, Houston?
I mean, the first thing we were just like, all right, let's make one successful office and make it as efficient and operationally awesome as possible. That with you know, a bunch of just awesome professionals, and let's make this one model perfect, and then we can figure out how to scale from there. I'm not gonna, you know, we're gonna hire from within, we're gonna promote from within. We're not gonna go out and do, okay, you're successful in this company, like, we're gonna grow it in house. So it's gonna happen organically. I think people scale too quickly, and they lose control of like what the core values are. Scale chaos. So, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. What could I see RFP in every major market in 10 years, doing the same business we're doing now? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I want to perfect this one office. The next steps, Fort Worth, we're opening an office Q1 of next year. We're shooting for January. So I'm just putting it out there because that'll keep us accountable on achieving that goal. So that's the big next step is Fort Worth. And, you know, again, I'm not going to get too far ahead because we still have a lot of work in the meantime. And by no means, I mean, I don't think this will happen, but this could all blow up tomorrow and we have to go find a job. I mean, that's a real possibility.
I'm still shocked that China hasn't invaded Taiwan yet, and like all hell broke loose. You burping over there?
I thought it was the scream.
I thought we went down.
Press the wrong button on the sound mic.
But at the same time, I mean,
I hate my producer.
My biggest goal, I want people to come in and just absolutely crush it. And we build a platform for people to come in and, I mean, obviously give, like I say, the best resources, the best training, the best opportunity to make a lot of money, become the best possible real estate professional they can possibly be, but also grow with the company. I mean, with scaling becomes, we need someone to go open up Austin. We need someone to open up our North Dallas location, whatever it may be. Like, then the directors pop up, then, C-level suite positions. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm really confident in our managing partners' abilities to keep pushing the goalposts forward, and I'm really confident in if we keep getting the type of agents we have in our office right now, the world's our oyster.
What's your average age of do you have that? Do you know? I would say they're young.
I don't know. That's a good question. I should probably know my demographic, but I don't look at that. I
hear you. But the reason why I want to say that, right, is you don't have to go to college to be successful.
In fact, I like the people that go to college.
I went to college. I spent a fortune on an engineering degree and yada, 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 and then I don't fucking use it. So many people nowadays are going to college, can't afford it, and then they get out of college with a degree that they don't know how to use, and they're not even able to pay back the loans that got them that degree. Meanwhile, and the only reason why they're doing it is because that's the traditional way. That's the way our parents told us. That's the way that everything pushes you in this country. You don't have to. You can go get a license. You can not get a license and still be a successful real estate investor, right? You can still do wholesaling. I know you guys get your license, but
right.
Unbelievable opportunities out there for people that are just getting started, just getting out of high school. If they don't want to go to a college, if college isn't a route for them, this is 100% something that can make them 6 figures or more, right?
I don't personally. I mean, of course, there are some people or fields that require a college degree. I mean, accounting, doctors, whatever. I should not have been in college. That was not a good place for me. I should have been working, doing what I'm doing the second I graduated, even high school. I could have skipped.
College is you get a degree in drinking for the most part. A lot of college is.
I was not a good student.
I go all in on stuff that I care about and what I'm interested in. But I mean, you lock me in I'm super ADD, OCD. That was super dyslexic growing up, but they locked me in a classroom and I was like, get me the fuck out of here. I felt like I was in jail. But this is the real life degree in what we're doing right now. These are the real life lessons that college can't teach.
I almost went on segment, but I didn't know the full name, so I'm not even going to go on it.
I think to answer your question on the age, I think our oldest person is 33 or 34.
I was going to say your average has to be under 30, which I love. Right? They're all hungry kids.
I would say 28 would probably be the median. Our youngest is. We have an amazing summer intern, Jocelyn Rhodes. She's only with us, unfortunately, for 3 weeks. She's 19. She's a summer intern, and she goes back to school at Texas State.
How do you find interns?
I sent one post out on Facebook, and my friend, who's a DJ, saw the post and goes, "I have someone that might be great for this role." So it's the power of social media, right?
Yeah.
I literally sent one post, and she wound up coming to my office the next day, and she's an absolute weapon. She gets it. She's not scared of anything either. If I were 19 running into this environment, I would have been scared.
Is she going back to college, or what is she doing?
I hope not. She has a job here. She wants it. But no, if she wants to, yeah, we're support her. Whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
It's just nice having her really elevate our content game, which is just I'm going all in on. It's incredible the results we get from it. It's a little scary. I mean, this made me uncomfortable. But again, that goes for the growth. Like my number one, the way I think about things is if I'm not doing something that I haven't done already, I'm not growing up, I'm not being uncomfortable, then I'm not going to get to the end goal. Because just me personally, my goals are down here, and I'm just right here. We're just getting started. So you told me, Ryan, come on my podcast. I'm like, this is pretty fucking scary. The lights are shining. What am I going to say? I'm going to mess up, but. You just do it, and then this is gonna be a breeze next time.
That's what I'm here for. You look so good sitting next to me, right?
No,
that's what I'm the ugly mug next to you, so we're good, right? Did Dee have another comment, or I can't read it. I gotta make the font bigger next time.
It says.
You just say thank you.
All right.
Nick Sicilian sucks. Ryan Romo rocks. Oh, rock. Sorry.
Go ahead, my man.
I think that's a hurdle. Mentioning back, like I always see those kind of comments like, "Oh, it seems like a bad market to join." I'm like, this is the best time to jump on board and get going. If you can make it through this period, wait till we see the market heat up again. That's what we're trying to tell our team right now, because we have a lot of newer agents, and I mean, we've been there. We've seen the times where it's like a rocket ship, and I'm like, guys, trust me, the work you're doing right now is going to set yourself up. Like, we're catching the wake of a wave. Like, we are going to just explode. So just keep doing the
My
work.
favorite is I'll pull up a chart for crypto, for Bitcoin. And when would you like to got into that?
I always see those memes.
At any time, tell me when would have been the best time. Obviously, in the beginning, but at any time you can get in and it's just like ride one way or another. Even if it crashes, guess what? Those are bigger opportunities. The richest people I know, the big masterminds that I go to once a month, the old man breakfast, if you will, these people have thousands of doors. And they are all sitting there giddy with glee because they know in the next 2 years, they are going to clean up. They're going to set themselves up for another lifetime.
These are where the fortunes are made. In these times, when people are being bears, be a bull. When people are being a bullish, be a bear. Sell when the sentiment's the highest.
And the answer to that is to always be in the game and to always be conservative and to buy right. Okay, you can find a good deal in any market, up or down. It's the same. Like, it's not like you're throwing all your money on it and just saying, "Hey, I think I'm not putting all my money into options going up or down." No, you're getting into a market and you're gonna ride waves. Like you're gonna go up and down with it.
I got a good story for you. My first big sale. Have you ever driven to Waco or through Waco and to Austin?
Yeah.
Obviously. Have you seen the Mod Pizza on the side of the road?
Yes, I feel like yes.
Where there's 2 hotels. So that was Turner Behringer Group at the time. They redeveloped that. It was a single tenant net lease sale. I procured the buyer out of California. I sold that. My director helped me get to the finish. I just found the buyer, so I got 25%. It was like 12 grand or 13. It was a shit ton of money for right out of college. I'm like, hell yeah! First big sale. I went everything into options. I lost it all in a week. Gone. Do not do options. Do not invest in stuff you do not know. You will get hosed. And that was an expensive lesson, though. I'm never.
But you could have 200% it. Some bullshit, right?
Yeah, right.
Fuck. The people that are winning on that are the ones selling those courses.
I thought my parents were going to kill me. That was rent money. They had to help me out with the rent after that. So.
Anything you want to touch on, or
We got plenty of time.
Yeah, no, I got any. Where do you want to go next? Where do you?
You tell me.
Now
You got lost. Now you got the lost.
Now I'm over here like scrounging for my questions and my tips and stuff.
We hit a lot. I mean, I don't know if we dove real deep into the RFP story. I think so. I mean, like I said, it's a real simple business. We just want to do good business with good people we like, build the best agents, meaning most talented agents, with our resources and our support, and we want to do business the right way. Again, I can't stress this enough. That's the opportunity. What we saw in this industry, there are 3 or 4 bigger disposition shops that, I don't agree on how they do their business. It seems to me like it's greed money first, and that's
do you
not the
guys
approach.
double close everything?
We do only assignments.
Only assignments. That's another thing that bugs me is people see them doing it and they think that's the right way, that they need to double close. And no, you just have to have conversations. If your buyer has problems with the amount you're making, right, you didn't have a good enough conversation with them.
Setting the right expectations.
Joe, my flip isn't selling.
Oh no, I know Joe. What up, Joe?
Joe, how long has it been on the market, Joe? That's my first question. Dude, people right now don't make changes to it, okay? You're just going to have to keep it on the market. It's going to lengthen. You're going to have longer days on market. And you're going to have to start taking price cuts. It sucks, dude. The market hurts right now. I don't know when you were listed it, how long it's been listed. I don't know what the price point was. I hope we were sub 500.
DOM's definitely high right now.
That's another thing that people. April never snap back, right? I keep on saying that this year, April thaw, whatever we want to call that, it wasn't there. It was non-existent. So that's really when everything started going awry, right? Deals that were on market in April, now they're tainted by May. They're starting to see, oh, well, why does this deal have 40 days on market? That's fucking normal, people. 40 days on market is nothing. 45 days on market is nothing. But people are so spoiled.
Right.
Even retail buyers. Retail buyers look at things nowadays and say, why has this deal been on market for 2 months? Something's wrong with it. It's overpriced. The rehab wasn't done well. Retail buyers automatically start blowing holes in things, and it's just white noise, right? They don't understand what the market is anymore. I will check it out. I don't have my computer in front of me, otherwise I would pull it up right now. It's all price. Yeah. Man, I hope you sell it. Euless is another good, it's a good market. I will say right now,
Oh, I just blocked you.
you can pull it up, that's fine.
Block away.
No, yeah, there you go. So, 379, 999. Scroll down top.
I think the simple answer is, it's worth whatever someone's willing to pay for it. At the end of the day, right? I think that's the beautiful thing about a live organic marketplace. So, Joe, you get the game.
Yeah, man, it sucks. I hope you have a big enough spread in here, Joe. So anytime I'm analyzing deals, and tomorrow's call, I will specifically bust out the calculator and walk through more numbers, okay? But everything that I'm analyzing right now, when I pull them up on the calculator, I'm showing people to make sure that, hey, listen, and when you sell it, if 379 was your 100%, you're going to make, let's just say, 100 grand. In all reality, right now, you're probably going to sell closer to 85% or 90%, right? Because days on marketing are lengthening. You're going to have to lengthen that one way or another. I hope this thing sells here, man. It looks really nice. I like the fireplace, and you have it staged, which is nice. If I see another goddamn listing that is AI staged,
Oh, is that Open House is doing a lot of this?
I don't know who's doing it, but I'm seeing these listings, and one photo has the dining room or the living room empty, and then the next photo has it full of shit in it, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I had to go back and forth, and I'm like, yo, these are just digitally imposed couches and shit in there.
Right.
I'm like, that's not doing anything. The staging is also for when you go and look at the house.
Well, good staging can actually help sell a house. It actually, because people don't have vision, or they just say, oh, it's an empty house, it's not worth anything. But you put in some kick-ass furniture and you get a good stager. There's another value add. Get a good stager.
I'm going to have the owner of a big staging company, one of the best in DFW, on in the next couple weeks.
What's her name?
I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but I'll tell you after the call.
Right here.
But I'm gonna talk to her about that, right? How much more I think statistically they sell you can get 5 to 15% more when you stage it. I don't know if that's true or not, but it also hides bad rehabs.
Maybe you test it. Put it on the market for a month, completely vacant, and then stage it, and then see where the offers come in at. I would love to know that.
The staging absolutely does help, so I love that you did that. What's your, man, I hope you have plenty of room to move with it. You want me to move it? Okay. If this was tomorrow's call where I had my laptop, I would actually pull it out and start comping shit for you, Joe, but I don't on me. I apologize.
Come on, Joe. Joe, you're an expert. You've been doing this a while. You know your numbers.
That's awesome. He's got room. Good. I fucking hope you do. Good, man.
That's another lesson, knowing when to cut your losses. On a deal.
One of the first lessons people have to learn, that whole you make the money on the buy is 100% true. And the first thing that investors start doing when they do their first flip, let's say that flip let's say Joe's deal, when he penciled it, let's say he was making $100,000 on it. While rehabs go on, they'll come across things that they didn't have in the original scope. Plumbing needs to get redone. Plumbing wasn't done the right time, so now you have to redo it again, right? You just dumped an additional $10,000, right? Oh, I didn't think it needed a roof. Now I have to get a roof. They'll quickly start cutting corners because they watch that $100,000 evaporate in front of their eyes. And a newer investor, a newer flipper, this will drive you insane. I cannot stress this enough. Do not hawk the money that closely, okay? Because you're going to get in there and rehabs are going to go a little bit over, a little bit under, up, down, everything. Days on market can lengthen. Every time those days on market lengthen, you got more holding costs. Again, your profit's going down, and people are just losing their mind. They're trying to just squeeze that and hold on to profit that it's just going away. That's not bad. You just make sure your deal can absorb some profit loss, right?
Can we please get a hawk button?
To hawk to it?
That's what you said. You just did the hawk.
Did I?
Yes. You need to get a hawk button. Please.
I'm going to get on it.
You know they're out there.
The first comment was, I just signed on, and first time I pop in ages, and the first thing you hear is Nick saying he's going to hawk to all over it.
I thought I was the only one that heard that.
That was, yeah. It happens. Drop a like, smash a comment. I don't know. I love it.
Do you ever let people pimp themselves out?
In what regard?
No, just like on socials.
Oh, always.
Can I pimp myself out? I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do that.
No, that's how we're gonna end it. Is you're gonna? I've already said it multiple times. Get a hold of you. How can people get a hold of you?
Well, we can do two pimp myself out. Well, follow us on all socials. We're a lot more active these days, but of course you can find us at RFP Homes on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, who Jocelyn was over there, has really got that rolling. I don't think we have Snapchat, but RFP Homes on all socials, and then me personally, I have a personal account, Ryan.Romo, and then I just started a more real estate specific Instagram account at Ryan Romo Real Estate. I have a lot of deliverables I need to get out, but I'm really going to start attacking that. My personal's really more for like my travel, my girlfriend, my French bulldog. I just got into modeling. I actually did my first runway shoot a month and a half ago.
Wasn't that the gold tuxedo that you wouldn't let me use?
Yeah,
the gold tux was amazing. I loved it. And you're like, no, take it down. I look douchey. Wow, you're a runway model. Let me model you, right?
That's alter ego personal room. I had to keep the real estate separate.
That look is copyrighted.
But that, I mean, again, like I did the model thing because I wanted to get uncomfortable. That was a whole, like, I don't really care to be a model. I'm locked in on this, but
maybe I should try that.
It was
do the Burt Kreischer modeling.
It was scary. It was a big event. I mean, but honestly, like, they're back. It flew by. I didn't even remember. I was like, holy shit! Like, what just happened?
It's one of those, like, you're just working yourself up for no reason.
Exactly. The anxiety. I wasn't an anxiety. I've learned how to manage my anxiety though too, and also too I talk about like the confidence is the little wins you stack up, and you know the promises you make to yourself. So knowing that I've done all this work, this hard work, I'm like there's nothing. Just be confident. That's kind of how I carry myself now. I really am a confident person, but knowing because I fucking earned it, right? So the model stuff's fun, but more of a side hobby project. So Ryan.Romo for personal stuff, but please follow me on Ryan at Ryan Romo Real Estate would be awesome. I really want to get that pumping. I only have 100 people.
And then your email?
Ryan at rfphomes.com, and my number is 214-957-7076. If you want to send an email to the company, info at rfphomes.com, deals at rfphomes.com. I think that's everything. What else is there?
That's good. I mean,
I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn's my favorite.
I don't fuck with LinkedIn at all.
Dude, you got to get on it.
I know I have to. It's for it's really for business professionals. It's great for raising capital and all that, but man, I fucking hate the
It's not for
platform.
wholesalers. You're not going to find wholesalers or get deals. I mean, you might. And yes, it's more finance, capital markets, like business professionals. But I've gotten more calls from my old network of like friends or individuals, and you know other facets of real estate. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's more, I don't say business facing, but
When I logged into my LinkedIn, my photo, I had to update it instantly because I was straight catfishing. Like, I looked like a little boy in that. I haven't updated in like 12 years. I was like, oh my God. So, but I still use it. I push to it. Everything that I post, it does roll over to there, but I don't use anything for it. Just,
shit,
I fucking hate it.
I might have someone for you. One of my good friends, Georgia Ford. My girlfriend, prior to doing her new staffing startup, she worked at Lennar's subsidiary, a multifamily subsidiary called LMC Homes, which is now Corterra. Carly's uncle actually is the one who started it, and he built a vertically integrated Class A++ multifamily company under Lennar, and he built that to about 13 billion AUM, which is incredible. So that's how we got our office. They're selling off a lot of their assets, so they're downsizing. So their marketing team was up on 12, where you've been before, and then their development team and development and whatnot, management, was on 4 at our office park. And so they're like, well, our marketing girls are virtual and we're downscaling, so that's how we got such a good deal with that. But Georgia, she runs all socials and content and stuff for that multifamily division. So actually, when we brought on Jocelyn, and we just hired a marketing gal out of Clemson, I had her come on and dispel her knowledge, and she's a weapon of herself.
I tried to offload my social media and email to a VA about a month and a half ago, and that was a giant crash and burn. And I tell the story just because it's so me. It's typical, like, oh, let me try this out, and how bad can it go? It can't go bad that much. And it went fucking horrible. Like, even firing her, I'm such a retard that I was talking to Casey Huff, hashtag Casey. I was talking to Casey, who helped me find her, and I'm talking to Casey on social media. I gave her login access, so she's literally watching me talk to Casey about, oh man, I gotta fire her, this is so bad. And she's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, oh man, I totally forgot that you can see that, right? Like, listen, we should talk. And now it's like, oh my God.
No,
I paid her an extra week, I felt so bad.
You need you and Emma, you need you and Jocelyn. They pay it's worth it.
Yeah, that goes, all right. So
I'm dyslexic too. I can't post. Every time I post something, it's like, dude, you fucked that up.
all of my email marketing people come back with, and they're like, this is the wrong date. I'm like, yeah, but it was effective because you saw it. Like, we're talking about it now, so
Right.
I'll correct it, but I know my marketing's good just
That's a good
because I
point.
fuck it up.
That's a good point.
Did I fuck that up on purpose? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. It's always a good time, though.
I got a question for you. Okay, just from the short time knowing myself and our company, RFP Homes, is there any instant feedback that we could be doing better, something you like that we're doing?
The only thing that I don't understand is why you haven't started direct-to-seller a little. And I understand because
did.
your entire business model is based on that, right? Like, I understand that.
Max is handling that, and he's building it up organically. We did a direct-to-seller stint. We did 3 months of direct-to-seller, and we had our agents who are masters at the partner acquisition side. And we didn't have lead stoppers or whatever you can call them, and then they were going directly to our agents, and it was so split focus. It was a shit show.
Well, so yeah, I wouldn't turn it on for all my agents, right? In my head, I would be like, let me get this one, case in point, Max, and let me start him doing direct seller, and then kind of organically grow that division, if you will, and then you can have like a two-front direct to seller owner. Because the reason why I say this is you're solving the same problems. You're dealing with the headaches of these bad deals, right? You're going to these agents, let's just say, and you're still getting home. You're still saving the sellers. You're still providing solutions. But now you have an agent that was there already. Like, you have an opportunity to then go skip that and then go and then kind of double, if you will. But
It's just not our game.
I know that 100%. And that's why I'm like, if any critique, it would just be like organically grow that. And you are.
It's in our ecosystem. Like, for example, one of our acquisition agents, we dibsed out like they'll dibs out leads. We dibsed out a contract and execute a contract from Max's community, and we got it sold.
So and again, providing
No,
resources,
you guys
that's
are,
pretty
like,
kick-ass.
That's my point.
That's cool.
That's my point. Is you guys have the disposition in there, right? So if you go in and now instead of talking to an agent, you talk to a seller, you're kind of.
It's a different ballgame,
It's
though.
totally yeah.
So that's why I like how Max brings the people in that are looking to get their first deal. And again, we teach them, we give them data, we show them how to hit the phones. They get those phones. We cover their earnest money, option money. Like, we provide a lot of value to these guys. And the ones that stand out, I mean, maybe they can stand on their own and open up their own business in relation to what we're doing, and we all win. So there's a lot of different things we can do with this. And again, you're talking, where are you going? I don't know, because I mean, we keep having these aha moments. I don't say weekly, but I mean, it's crazy. A lot of good things are happening. A lot of things are clicking, not just for like the partners, not just for our agents, but just like even people in our surroundings. Our partners, so to speak.
God damn it, I'm blanking on his name. Your business partner that does direct mail.
Tony.
Yeah, I love Tony. Me and
Shout
Tony
out Tony. You need to get him on here.
No, I will.
Dude.
We have great conversation. I love Tony because we talk direct seller, and that's one he has a big marketing and everything like that with the direct mail, and I'm not telling you to go do that, right? Like, no, that's not at all.
We might do it. We got to master what we're doing, building first, and then we can go play around with another. It's a completely different arm, in my opinion. Different type of agent as well. Our agents, on the acquisition side, they're really good at talking with real estate agents, because I mean, they're real estate agents themselves. They're really good at building the trust and hey, here's the value in working with our group, Mr. Wholesaler. You go work on the direct to seller. That's where your energy's going in. The second you get it, you can rely on us to, get it moved for you. Because then the more time you're trying to sell it, you're trying to do both sides. Maybe it's just you and your partner, or maybe solo. That's time you could be spending on getting more contracts. And we know that for a fact. If you're split focused, they're not going to do as well. And a lot of that's our the pitch for the acquisition agents. Say, hey, look, I'm telling you, like, working with us will make you a better. Will make you more money in the long term as well, because you're not going to have to mess with disposition, because that's a whole nother. The disposition game is another ball game, working with these buyers. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it.
What's Dee say? I didn't read it.
Oh, she interviewed over there on Friday with Nick.
Oh, awesome.
D.
Yep. So I had an interview with Nick on Friday. It was pretty good, but I don't have my license yet, so been working toward that. Hopefully moving to Dallas area soon. Absolutely would love to have you out here, D. It's the best city in the country.
The best market in the country.
They're right in Oklahoma too, so even...
Oh, that's right. No,
yeah, even just getting started out, it's perfect.
Yes, I spoke with D in Oklahoma. That's right. Hey, D. Good to see you. A little more clear, right? Well, actually, I got a good camera. That was the other thing, too. I really upgraded all my equipment. I'm very much like, Max made a good point when we were talking about content. I wasn't doing anything. I was overthinking. I was like, I need the fanciest equipment. I just needed to get some shit out there. And then Max was like, that's not your issue, it's the equipment. It's you not doing it and getting out there. And it kind of pissed me off a bit. In a good way.
It's accountability. It's the same thing as, like, if your agents are like, oh, well, I'm not getting any deals. How many phone calls are you making? How many?
100%.
And it's the same thing. Well, I'm not getting any traction on social media. How many posts are you doing? How many, like, actual shit? Well, I'm doing one a day. That's not actually doing it. You got to bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. And that goes for everything, though, right? Like, if you're doing acquisitions, if you're doing social media, if you want to fucking lose weight, stop eating. My favorite thing of the last 3 years has been the Ozempic wave, because it's like
people that don't want to do the real work.
People that are fat are all of a sudden skinny, and they're like, yeah, what was the difference? Oh, you just stopped stuffing your face, you fat fuck. You have no more excuses. You're just not hungry. You stuffed something in your stomach, and now you're naturally not hungry? Holy shit. I lost weight.
Jesus,
but
Nick.
they stop stabbing themselves in the stomach, and they start fucking gaining weight again, right? Like, trust me, I'm fat fuck. I understand it, but
yes, at some point it's look in the mirror and stop making excuses. I think that's what it comes down to. I was there. I can make fun too, because I blew up to 230 at one point post baseball. So I was there and I worked my ass off to get to this point. And it doesn't happen overnight. Like, just like an agent wanting to be the best, like, I tell them, like, dude, your life's gonna suck for a year. This is gonna be the hardest thing you ever do. Are you willing to battle through that to get to the other side? and to where you built a successful business. Because at the end of the day, your agent, you're your own boss, you're your own CEO. You manage your time, you manage your actions, you manage your book. Like it's on you. It really is.
It's the best thing and it's the worst thing, right? Everybody wants to get out of the 9 to 5 and the rat race, but once they do, they're sleeping till noon. They're not actually doing X, Y, Z. Like you're your own boss, which is the great thing, and that's what everybody wants. That's the American dream. But maybe you're not a great boss, right? Like
that's how I look at it too. I hope that I'm doing a good job coaching our team, because I know for a fact we've had some agents from other companies where they didn't have much success. They couldn't figure it out, but they came in and we gave them the support system and the coaching, the accountability, and they're freaking thriving. It's so cool. So that makes me feel like maybe just because someone else, or maybe because they failed elsewhere, maybe they just weren't in the right environment, and that we have the ability on helping them get to their goals and aspirations with our setup.
what's your coaching program look like? Like, is that
There's no really program. I just if
provide?
whatever they need. I mean, office is always open. Call me. I'm like, if you're not calling me, you're doing something wrong. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I sit down, Nick will sit down, we'll sit down in the pit and we'll get after it. You need to get better on the phones, here's how we do it. You're going through something at a certain point, like you're 3 months in. I remember when I was 3 months in, here's how I thought about it, here's how I went about the certain situation, here's how I talk to an investor in this way. It's constant, it's very hands-on. It's not like here's a manual. You have to come in, you have to come to the office, you have to get the calls, and you have to do it in person so we can actually help you. You have to go walk.
People can hear those calls.
For
right?
sure,
Like,
it's scary.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like people think you can go in a closet. Oh, I'll just make these calls. No, you're going to be sitting next to me or in this cubicle, and somebody else can hear you talking. So you're going to get good at it one way or another.
That was one advantage I had. I was able to just suck in private during COVID because we weren't in office. So I'm glad yes, I would have probably been the one running in the closet at that point in my life. But now it's like fun. I enjoy. It's like a sport, And if I fuck up, it's like no big deal, guys. So on to the next.
There's another phone number. There's how many millions of people in DFW alone? With 18?
What is the number, Tommy?
In DFW?
Yeah.
All of Dallas is like, I think DFW is like 7 million.
7?
7 million.
So drop it in the comments. Let me know how many millions of people are in DFW. I know it's a lot. My point is, you're not going to run over the same person twice. It's people think that
8.1.
in
Damn.
DFW or Dallas.
DFW metropolitan area.
Have you
8.1.
Have you seen the map where it's like DFW and then it said more than the states, and it's like almost every state except California, Florida, New York.
So
It's crazy.
this stat I've been saying for a couple of years, and it's been true so far, but I think it was 2 years ago, DFW was supposed to, gotta be 30 million. Love Joe. DFW is supposed to double in size, right? And it's supposed to push all the way up. It'll eventually push all the way up to Oklahoma, right? If it goes 50 miles north, it's supposed to go all the way up to Oklahoma, which is fucking wild.
I have a lot of friends whose parents, they do master plan developments all over the Metroplex. Everyone's buying up the land, up the tollway, all the way to Oklahoma. That's where it's headed. Yes, absolutely.
I tell everybody, you can use 75 and 35 as goalposts. Just use 75 and 35 as goalposts and buy anything in the middle, and you're I would say you're in a safer, desired location, right? Whereas if you go west or east, you're not guaranteed that it's going to grow that way. Right now, you have so much pushing. 75 is specifically. You have Sherman Denison area. What is it? TI, I think, is building that giant superconductor plant out there.
That's right.
Everything is growing north, and what would it take to change that? Something so drastic that it's affecting everybody. It doesn't matter if I'm in real estate or not. I'm getting fucked one way or another.
Right.
So, and I'm not trying to get political. I'm not trying to be crazy, but that's what it would take to make that big of an impact to it.
I think isn't Blackstone creating a ETF just for Texas? I believe I read that somewhere, which makes sense because I would if I'm an investor, I am bullish on Texas, the state, and for that reason you just described. I mean, I'm not betting against The great.
It's
a great
also-
Lone Star State.
You want to? I'll put on my tinfoil hat right now. I'm sure I have one around here somewhere. But I also am convinced why Texas will be the first one attacked, because we are amazing, and we're pulling away from the outers. But that's my CIA conspiracy theory.
I'm not a part of that one.
Anybody have any more comments, questions, anything they want to touch on?
Can I make a recruiting note?
Absolutely.
Because honestly, I mean, at this stage of the business, my majority of my day and efforts is going toward recruiting and bringing on the best possible people, because that's all a business is. It's getting the best people, the most talented A-level, individuals you can possibly get on a team. So, I mean, if you're watching this or you watch this later on and you're interested in joining one of the fastest growing brokerages in DFW, give me a ring at 214-957-7076. Be happy to take your call. And, if you have what it takes to be successful, kind of everything I laid out. I'm really big on mindset. Obviously, the real estate's the real estate. We serve a product and a service, actually, at the end of the day. It's a buyer service industry. But I mean, really, I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you went to college. I don't care your age, your ethnicity. Like, we want the best, and I'm very heavily looking for those people right now. So, give me a shout. I'm sure. Can you drop my information into the YouTube thing after?
Say it one more time so Tommy can type it.
Oh, I meant like when it goes into YouTube. Yeah, we'll do that.
I'll put it in the comments. One thing I also want to throw out there. If you don't have the balls to pick up the phone and call him, or for whatever reason, text him. Text him growth, and he'll reach back out, right? The whole maybe I don't want to call this scary guy on the CNC. Just fucking text him.
Yeah, if you're scared,
get out there.
Dude, you're so right. People are scared to pick up because you're bothering me. There's the, you know what? I knew I was good way back in the day, even when I wasn't going through my good phase. Like, I got in front of 8 people close to my old boss, my first developer boss. I bugged the shit out of him because I wanted to meet him. I made it happen, and I didn't stop till I did. In fact, there are certain people who are like, I'm going to test them on this one. I'm not going to respond to their text, or if they're not calling me back or texting me like, hey, Ryan, I don't know if you saw the text, or call like, hey, what's going on? Can I come back? You missed.
Let me figure out what your follow-up game is, or your motivation.
I do it all the time. And honestly, too, like, people that aren't hiring, like, I know a lot, like I keep going back to commercial world, like commercial brokers. There's a lot of people that they don't have a specific job posting out there. They're not looking, but pick up the phone and call them. Sell yourself. You never know. That's how I got my first job. Eat what you kill. I guess I've always been doing it. Oh, Harrison.
Harrison Sharp. I love it. We got to go golfing, Harrison.
He doesn't want the smoke.
Yeah. I'm going to be out there and make you look like Biden.
Harrison is BK. Are we doing BK golf again? I hope so.
What is your favorite type of deal? Some people love lease options or sub-2s, novations, working with pre-foreclosures or probates, etc. Do either of you have a favorite or specialty? Smiley face. I'll let you answer first. Or if you want me to answer first.
Me? Favorite type of deal? You go first. Let me think on that.
So, ReiAF, anybody, if you've been listening to this channel, anybody that knows me, we tell everybody, deal first, okay? Go deep as fuck. Meaning, every deal you're going to approach differently. I don't have a favorite deal. You mentioned kind of disposition strategies when you're talking about deals, and that's not the way you should look at it, okay? You got to go into it and figure out what problems you can solve. So pre-foreclosures, probates, tired landlords, these are all problems, and those are the avatars, and then you're going to go into them. With all that being said, I would say majority of the world is going to love wholesale deals or sub-2 deals, right? Sub-2 deals might be because they're low cash, out of pocket, or something fancy. I actually hate them because they are so unique. I would much rather just do pre-foreclosure, cash deal, quick close, something like that, than try to get in there and get creative and take over somebody's payments and try to get into a deal by creating a second and all that bullshit, right? Like, sorry.
No, you're good. That's Scott Horn's game and Susan's. They're the masters of that. As an intro. Again, laser focus on one asset class and get after it. But I'll switch it up. I mean, obviously single family because it's my business, but since single tenant net lease investment commercial sales was my first, I'm going to say that one. So you're driving down the street, you see a Chick-fil-A, you see a McDonald's, whatever it may be. I mean, those trade. That's an asset class off a cap rate basically, and the value's in the tenant. What's their ability to? It's the lease terms. How long's the term? Are they? What's the credit of the tenant? I've always been attracted to that ball game, and I have a lot of friends in their family offices that's all that they'll do. CVS's, tire shops, and they do very well. That's probably my favorite asset class.
Who the hell is that?
That's Punk Stopper.
Punk Stopper in the house.
Let's see.
So I gotta read it.
Punk
We
Stopper.
gotta make sure it's.
Before I put it up.
You gotta make sure that it's appropriate.
It's good.
What is?
It's
Punk
good.
Stopper. So, is RFP a dispositions firm? Do you guys have a division that markets to sellers, or should wholesalers just bring direct to seller deals to you guys after getting the deal locked up?
I don't know if I'm following.
I would say yes to the second part, right? No, you guys aren't direct to seller. You guys are a dispositions firm, but you guys have an acquisition side, but your acquisition side isn't direct to seller.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Yeah, our acquisition agents buy from the direct-to-seller wholesalers that are going directly to the homeowners. So absolutely, that's
He's asking if he can be a customer.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
for
you
sure.
have any deals, if you have anything locked up, if it's in Texas, reach out to Ryan and his team or us, whatever you want. But one way or another, somebody will get it closed. But no, reach out to Ryan, absolutely.
for sure. Yeah, we can help with that, Punk Stopper.
Punk Stop, I fucking love it. It's the H's.
What else we got? We got 15 minutes, so we're coming home.
Yeah, no,
How do we do a soft landing?
I usually just pull us out of it. That's about it. I just
We crash around here.
yeah, I just crash. There is no
This one-
soft landing.
This went by quick.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. I will say the second time, I was very nervous. Kind of really was, but it was like lights came action. I felt the energy. Just this is fun, man. Give me some of this.
You saw how I hawk tooted on it and made it nice and easy.
Yeah.
See?
All
We're
credit to you.
professional.
Are we doing this again?
Eventually, I gotta fucking
I'll be back tomorrow.
figure out something. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If anybody has any more glass questions, let us know. If not, and you come up with something later on, drop it in the comments and we'll get in touch with Ryan and get you answers. Everybody should have his information. He said it 6 times. Go rewind and get it again. If not, I'll make sure it's in the comments. Tomorrow's call, Thursday, is going to be on dispositions. I'm going to be going over underwriting deals. I'm going to break down numbers, just like we were talking about earlier with Joe. I'm going to actually have my calculator out, and I'll actually show different numbers to make sure you understand what the deal can take before it starts going in the red. All right. This is going to help not only investors, but also wholesalers. This way you understand how to underwrite a deal, what's going to make profit for that end buyer, who's going to be buying it, all of these things. All right. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. If anybody needs anything, hop into our Discord channel. We're always there. ReiAF Community, come on out and join. It's free. We're doing calls every day. Smash the like button, subscribe, all that bullshit. I love you guys. Ryan, thank you so much for coming out, man.
This was fun. Can I pimp myself out one more time?
One more time, let's do it.
All right, guys. So remember, Ryan.Romo for personal, RFP Homes on all socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, and then specifically, I'd love if you guys would drop a follow on my new real estate Instagram, Ryan Romo Real Estate. And then, look us up at rfphomes.com. We're here to add value where we can, and we look forward to doing business with you guys. I appreciate y'all's time.
Peace, guys.
Good stuff. Fuck yeah.
Easy
Spit
breezy,
fire.
right? Just a conversation.